from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Call Me Old Fashioned, where we talk everything bourbon, whiskey, and of course, old fashions. Tonight we're going to do a little bit of just a pop on, have a quick drink. Missed yesterday's live stream, so I figured we'd go ahead and have a quick pour. We also broke out the Bardstown rye. It's a pretty good rye. It's probably my favorite for ryes as it is, as of right now at least. I don't like a lot of ryes, but I mean, figured we dabble into it. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get started with this. Pour up a little bit, and yeah, maybe do a little bit of gambling. You never know. I'm on a pretty good losing streak when it comes to the gambling, so yeah, never know. But yeah, let me know what you guys are drinking on tonight. Let me know if you guys are drinking rye as well, because somebody was telling me it's Rye Saturday. I don't know what that is, but if it's Rye Saturday, it's Rye Saturday. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's about that time. Let me get this part pulled up, and we can get my other screen pulled up. All right. So there we go. Other screen working. I got the other camera fixed. Oh, it was brutal trying to get that fixed. So with this one, we got dual angles today. I also have the other angle set up, so we'll get rocking with this. Go ahead and get a quick pour going. Right off the bat, already smells good. So that's how you start a Saturday, boys. But yes, let me see if this thing is cooking here. This stream is kind of more of a little spur of the moment as well. Like, normally do lives on Fridays, but we had some stuff come up yesterday, and I just, with the kid, I couldn't pull it together there at the end. So I did go bourbon, not really bourbon hunting. I just went to Costco today, get a little tire fix before I have to drive up to North Carolina. And there was a couple people telling me I needed to get a Costco membership. They told me I needed to go and buy bourbon there. Apparently it's supposed to be a big thing, but I mean, to be honest, it wasn't what everybody was hyping up to be. Maybe that's a Florida thing, but as far as I know, it just wasn't the move. So when I went, there wasn't really much. There was Woodford's Double Oak, which was nice to find, but really the only thing that I even bought was that Maker's, the Generations pack, Generations of Proof Final Chapters pack, which is like 750 milliliters. Those bottles were all right. Nothing crazy. I think it was like $80 in total, but there really wasn't anything there that was worth it. You know what I mean? Everything was fairly high priced comparatively. And they did have the Jack Daniel's Frank Sinatra. That was for like $150, and I heard it's just Jack Daniel's, nothing special about it, so didn't buy it. But you guys let me know if I messed up and I needed to buy that, then maybe we go back and go get it, because they had a ton. They had a little box stashed behind the counter where they thought nobody could see, but I could see. So that's where it was coming from. It was like, maybe I pick it up if they're gonna stash it away, but there's something on my cup. But yeah, it was it was kind of a week shopping trip, I'd say, for Costco, for bourbon at least. Everybody was hyping it up too, so I was pretty stoked. I was like, oh, I'm gonna find something good. They had a ton of vodka and tequila, which I see tequila and vodka are kind of making this new little wave coming in. Rightfully so, because bourbon's had like that top spot for a while. But yeah. Chat says, let's see, Bourbon Daddy says, let's go. Let's go, buddy. Liz, a little cheers glass. Max with 2 X's says, never heard of this bourbon. You've never heard of Bardstown? Or you never heard of bourbon in general? Bardstown rye is, I mean, Bardstown in general is a fairly big name. It's not like local or nothing. It's out of Bardstown, Kentucky. Nice setup, appreciate it. We're dual camera right now. We can swap it up too, but that's how we're kind of running it for now. But yeah, the Bardstown rye is really good. It's from their Origin series. It's not like super high proof or nothing, but it does have tons and tons of flavor. It's like 96 proof. I think it's like 95% rye, right? Am I wrong? Yeah, 95% rye, 5% malted barley. So it's fairly good. It's one of my favorite ryes. Target. That's what I think it is. Just said, just got in. Can you retell about it? Well, we just started this live, so I haven't really told about it. I've gone over this bottle several times before. It's probably the only rye that I actually like drinking. But yeah, quick breakdown is Bardstown Origin Series. Mash bill is going to be 95% rye, 5% malted barley. It's aged 6 years. It's 96 proof. Super easy to drink, but it's definitely like a more like bourbon for a rye, even though it's not in the mash bill. There's no corn or nothing like that to kind of push it that way, but it's such a super easy to drink rye. It's not like smacked full of spices where it's going to burn your mouth or nothing crazy like that. It's fairly smooth, but that's subjective. Boris says, I just picked this bottle up, but haven't opened it. You need to open it. Right. The one downside about this bottle, it's a little pricey, but for me, like, I'm not huge on like high rise. I've never really kind of been that way. My palate's weird when it comes to rise. So for me, when I went and I picked this one up, everybody kind of recommended this one and the Redwood Empire Emerald Giant. Those are the two rises I get recommended the most. But when I picked this up, I think it was like $80, $70, something like that. But yeah, no, this is my second bottle now. It's very good. But it's also like high rye, but also doesn't drink like it. So I think that's why I like it. But yeah, very good. It is good in an old fashioned too. I'm not gonna make an old fashioned tonight, but I have before. Very good. I do want to try that Emerald Giant one though. I talk about Redwood Empire all the time though, so I had to switch it up. You know, like Redwood Empire. I mean, people kind of get sick of me talking about that. So, but for the most part, this bottle is, yeah, it's very good. Just a little pricey. That's the only downside. Everybody lately has been calling me bougie for like an only expensive whiskey for some reason. Like I'm not like a fan of like the $20 stuff. There's no real reason for me to buy that right now. I have so much up here. It's no reason for me to be like, oh, I need a $20 bottle. You know what I mean? So I kind of stay away from that. But let me get off here. Let's see. Armstrong says sucked. You didn't like this bottle? Do you like rye, or are you not like a rye fan? Kentucky straight rye whiskey finished in toasted cherry wood and oak barrels. That's also another reason why I think I like it. I also like the oak and the cherry. You know what I mean? So all that stuff kind of flows right into like what I like for my palate. But that's just me, you know. Everybody kind of likes their own. Bro, this guy's back. Bush Wookie says, shout out to his homie. Misty Lawrence says, do you drink water after this? I drink water throughout. Yeah, I'll have like, and people come on here, I'm like, oh, you're going to get drunk. I don't even get drunk. Can't get an alcoholic drunk, right, guys? No, I mean, I do like pours like this. I've taken like 2 sips out of this. You know what I mean? I do more like tastings. But yeah, no, I have bottled water over there and a Gatorade. So usually in between pours or every 2 pours, I drink water. But then after, bro, I slam water. But I'm also like a fish, so like I drink water all day. Boris says, what's your favorite mainstream or super popular whiskey? I mean, I like Buffalo Trace, but it's not my favorite. I think my new favorite, and that's just because I've been drinking it lately, is the Weller Special Reserve. I like it. Not everybody's gonna like it. Like I like Blanton's, but that's not my favorite either. Most people aren't saying that Redwood Empire is popular. There's like 50-50. Some people love it, some people hate it. But those right now are going to be my favorites. Everything they've been pumping out, I've liked a lot, and I like their price point. And I like the accessibility. So kind of all 3 factors plays into that answer for Redwood. Eric Perry in the chat. Cheers, everyone. Welcome, buddy. Sorry for missing a live yesterday. Missy says good. Bro, I'd have the wife bring me in some water, you know, if I was slipping. So Tater Dom in the chat, what's going on, buddy? He says, cheers, people. It's about that time. You know, if we slow down, I might do a little gambling, but that's it. Yeah, no. I like it, though. I've talked about this a few times, but I was feeling rye tonight, so I went a little bit different. I just felt like it'd be weird if I pulled out Redwood Empire or the Weller again. People would be like, why you keep drinking that stuff? But yeah, if you guys are having a drink tonight, what are you guys drinking on? Tater Dump says Fireball. What's your favorite meal? I mean, I guess that could be somebody's favorite popular whiskey is Fireball. They're probably a psychopath, but I mean, to each his own. I'm not a fan of Fireball. You like for Fireball, like you can't just sit there like and have like a quick pour or a sip of Fireball. You're not drinking Fireball for the taste. You're buying Fireball because it's, you know, $13 for a handle, and you try to take it in shots so you don't taste it, and then it has cinnamon to mask everything else. There was a guy earlier in the YouTube, like when I first started, like the first video, there's this guy that subscribed, and he would comment a couple times, and he had a whole channel made out of like these mini Fireballs. Bro, it was like one of those things. It was like a car wreck. You couldn't look away. So like I watched like 2 videos. Bro, they were so funny, but like not at the same time. I haven't seen him in a while, so hopefully he's all right. Ling Ling says something I don't know how to read. Apparently, I don't know what that says. I think it says cheers, so cheers. Pterodon says, I'm pouring some Bardstown Origin bottled and bond right now. Do you like that one? That's the black label, right? I almost bought that earlier. Not at Costco, but. Eric says, went to Bardstown Bourbon Company distillery last weekend and picked up a Discovery Series number 11. I'm having a pour of that. You went on a few different distilleries, didn't you? How'd you like that? I mean, I haven't been up there. I haven't been to distilleries like that. Boris says Fireball is a decent mixer. I like to put a shot of it in Angry Orchard. Okay, now you may be onto something, because that, like, I don't like Fireball, but good Angry Orchard, like a nice crisp apple, throw a little Fireball in to make a little cinnamon apple. Hey, you may be discovering something here. That I'm not gonna go buy it to try it, but if somebody has those things around me, I'm gonna try it. David S says Evan Williams 1783 with Old Milwaukee. I haven't had that one though, but I hear good things about it. So Taylor says, yes, sir, black label. The white label is also good for a solid price. Yeah, I don't have the Origin series or Discovery series. I have the Bardstown Bourbon Company single barrel, and it's all just kind of like Rickhouse B, floor 5. It's 126.8 proof. This one is like a 60% corn, 36% rye. So this one is really good in old fashioned too, but it's kind of hard to sip, just to sip on, because of how high a proof it is. Like, not that like it's bad for high proof, but it drinks like 130 proof, so it's not there's no give in it. Eric says it was awesome. We hit about 7 distilleries, ended at Makers. I don't know if you saw that comment. You got to know if this is good then. Is this worth it? Has anybody seen this before? This is basically, it says limited edition, but I doubt it's that limited. It's Generations of Proof Final Chapter, all 3 of the Generations of Proof rotating releases from 2019 through 2021. And I haven't really looked much more into that because I bought it a few hours ago and just, honestly, I got it right out of the car right before we went live. So, but yeah, those distilleries, I bet that was fun. 7, I mean, they got to do tastings there, right? You probably fucking hammered. I know when we went to Gatlinburg and we went to just like the old Smokies and the wineries and stuff like that, we went to like 3 or 4, and I was tore up before I could like trying to find food up and down that strip. Totally different things, I know, but Eric says he enjoys the Fusion series. I got to get more of the Bardstown. They're just a little pricey, so like when I'm picking stuff out, usually I pick something else. David S. says, Old Grandad Bonded is a ripper for the money. Yeah, I have that up there. What is that? Yeah, I just have the 100 proof Bonded. It's good. I don't go to it a lot just because I have a lot of other things, but a lot of people tell me to make old fashions with it. I haven't done that in a while, but Crazy X 937 says that stuff, I've seen it. Gatlinburg is the best. Gatlinburg's like a good little party town. We went for Christmas, so we were doing like a little Christmas vacation. We went to like Anakista, and I call it Uber. I don't know what it's actually called. It could be Uber, for like tubing and just like Christmassy stuff. But it was like a boozy Christmas that year. So, but it was a lot of fun. None of us had kids back then, so it was just all just adults. Now we have kids, so now we'll probably do Christmas at Disney or something. I don't know. Eric says, I was ripped by Sunday evening and passed out on the way home. Hey, that's how you got to do it. That's how you know it was a good trip, is when the drive home, you sleep good, you know? If you're not sleeping good on the ride home, you didn't do it right. Let me pull this one over here. Crazy X says, Old Fashions with it is amazing. Yeah, see, maybe I need to make one tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm driving up to North Carolina for another wedding. Obviously, anybody new in the chat, I'm obviously a wedding photographer, so I travel a lot for weddings. And then when I get to a hotel and stuff, I like to have a pour sometimes. Maybe I go live when I get there, if I can get there in time. The last time I drove to North Carolina, brutal, bro. I was like 3 hours past GPS. So when I got to the hotel, I like ate and passed out. So, but I also like to try and check out the liquor stores up there. Say brush your teeth? Bro, you brush your teeth. But yeah, when it comes to this Bardstown though, what I want to find is that what's that one called? There is maybe I'm thinking Old Barton. Very Old Barton is what I was thinking of. Two different things. Somebody said I needed to pick that up because apparently that makes really good old fashioned as well. Eric says, Heaven Hill was awesome and missed the old Fitzgerald 13 drop this by a day. Dang. That sucks. What'd you end up picking up from there then? And did you go to the Buffalo Trace and what'd you get there? Because I get like a lot of like, maybe it's advertising posts coming from there where like people are like, look how much Weller's here. Look how much, not Weller, E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, all that stuff. So Poppy says, bimbo. Hey, you're not going to hurt my feelings, buddy. I don't know if that's like the right way to like talk smack. Like a bimbo, that's more of like a female thing. You'd have to line that up better and be like softball it, you know? You got to call me like a bitch and then me say I'm not a bitch and then you roll that in. You know what I mean? Like you got to do it better. Like you can go back to what's his name? Do one scroll. Bush Wookie? Bro, he was like trying to get me to say some slick stuff. So maybe come in like that. Catch me off guard, you know? Where did it go? Missy was in here asking if I was drinking water in between. Now my water's missing. It makes me think that she came over and took it. But yeah. So yeah, for like the holidays, I want to try and do like one of those trips up to the distilleries. Just kind of check out kind of everything, make like a week out of it or something. I'm swapping it up. We'll have that next. But yeah, I want to kind of check out a little bit of everything from up there. But I don't want to rush it and just like slam the distilleries in a day. I want to kind of like take my time, space it out. Eric says, didn't go to Buffalo Trace. I picked up Larceny A124. Okay. Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. Went to the Jim Beam, and I spent way too much money there. Oof. Brutal. I mean, on a trip like that, you gotta like have known you were gonna spend some money, you know? Hay says, sir, do you play chess? I sometimes. You know what I mean? I mean, if I do, it's typically like virtual chess, like by myself. Like I don't like have a chessboard and like play people all the time or anything. Yeah, it says eating some steak and potatoes, bomb. Bro, weren't you in here talking about the waffles last time and all that? Bro, you coming in with food again? What kind of marinade? No marinade? What kind? Like you got to tell me how it's cooked now. Don't come in and just say you're having a steak. Was it sous vide? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna fantasize about the food you keep popping in here, you gotta dress it up. You know. Bama Bourbon Nick says finally found the Grizzly Beast batch. What? I didn't know which batch is this. Yeah, I have the batch 3 as well. This is very good stuff. Now I'm biased. Like I'm not like a proof whore or nothing like that. So I'm not like, oh, it has to be high proof. I like the Pipe Dream, the Lost Monarch. Those are like something I drink. Anytime I go for a drink, those are what I'm usually drinking. But I switched it up last week, I think, and I was drinking this kind of often. Fuck it. Let's switch to that then. I just need an excuse not to drink the higher proof stuff, you know? But yeah, no, the Grizzly Beast is very good. But also what kind of sells me on this, I made a video about don't fall for marketing. Bro, look at this bottle. This looks good on a shelf, you know what I mean? So, can't complain about that. Hay says, Jack and Coke, a valid combo? My friends will be laughing. Bro, Jack and Coke's always valid. Come on. Jack and cocaine? Like, you can't go wrong. No, Jack and Coke is a staple. Like, if you don't have Jack and Coke growing up, like, you can't get to the big boy stuff till you have that. That, and it's also one of the cheapest drinks you can get at a bar. Like, when you go out, and maybe if you're just going bar hopping and stuff like that, you just get whiskey Coke or Jack and Coke, and you're cruising. Bourbon Nick says, yeah, I'm on vacation in Tennessee. The only redwood sold in Alabama is the standard Pipe Dream. I wonder why that is. Do they think like everything is like allocated? Because here in Florida, like at certain stores, they'll say that the Grizzly Beast is allocated. They'll say the cast strength. They'll say this is allocated, but the white labels they'll just put on the shelves. But they sell out like pretty quick. I can't pronounce that. 13th Man, we'll go with that. It says, cheers here from somewhere in Canada. Hey, I love Canada. I've never been to Canada, but I really want to go to Banff. I wanted to go to Banff National Park for our honeymoon. Didn't pull the trigger on that because of COVID and flights and all that kind of crap. But one day. I have a picture of it from... well, now I sound nerdy, but Peter McKinnon is a photographer that I really like from up there. So I have a print of his, like a 1 of 250. It's really nice. Hey, he says, appreciate the grind, my brother. Dropping us up. Hey, well, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, if anybody in the chat, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're almost at 1,000. Trying to hit that by May 1st, let's say. We got a couple time. We'll definitely hit that, but I've just been getting lazy. I haven't posted a short in like 3 or 4 days, so... Boris says, any combo that will make you happy is a valid one. Boris out here dropping facts. Yeah, anything you like drinking, that's the drink you need to be drinking. Nothing that I recommend or somebody else recommends. If you drink something I don't recommend, that I do recommend, you don't like it, you don't have to drink that. You know what I mean? Just figure out what you guys like and go off that. Dun, dun, dun. Bam, Bourbon Nick says, I was interested in that Grizzly Beast because it says it's a 5 grain. Yeah, I mean, it has the corn, rye, wheat, malted barley, and then 2% trinkle. I don't know, bro. I can't read. I guess you can call it 5. If it's 2%, it's 2%. Charlie says, I always get Jack and Coke, so I never have to think what I should order. Exactly. Bro, it's like clockwork. You don't even, you just walk in and go, Jack and Coke. You don't have to ask for a menu. You don't have to do nothing. It's easy. And it's not bad. And it's probably for the best because like if you go to a bar and say, "Ooh, I want Grizzly Beast neat," you know what I mean? You're gonna pay 3 times as much for half a drink. David says, "Have you had Journeyman whipped and whiskey?" No, I have not. Why is this so small? I'm gonna say no. Journeyman whip and whiskey? No, I haven't had that. Eric says, "Where's our sharp dressed cat attire tonight?" Bro, he's been missing. I don't know. Maybe he's like face deep in some alcohol pads. His ears are gonna start burning now. He'll be in here in a minute, probably. Bourbon Nick says, "Yeah, and everything is allocated in Bama since it's state ran." Yeah, bro. Alabama, North Carolina, they are completely different from Florida. Now, Florida, we don't have shit for crap. You know what I mean? I can't find anything, basically. People will recommend me bottles all the time, and I'm like, I haven't tried that. And they're like, how have you not? I'm like, because it's not here. At least I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm like basically St. Augustine. So maybe it's just this area. But when I went to North Carolina, I didn't even know the liquor stores were called ABC, just ABC packing stores. So I thought it was like a UPS or something. Or I was driving around forever being like, where is it? And then my brother told me it's just because it's state ran. So that's why they're all like that. But they're all like hole in the walls. It's not like like we have a brand here called ABC Liquors, but it's like a fancy liquor store. But yeah, that's what I figured. Like there's a few stores that will say this is like allocated, but I think it's just because stores are starting to say things are allocated that sell out super quick. And there are a lot of the places around here are starting to do like point systems to where only their loyal customers are being able to buy the good stuff. High Top Sports says Duval up, baby. Lorenzo went to the Jags? I don't believe you. I didn't even know he was playing. That's sick though if he is. You gotta get a Lingard jersey then, right? Eric put laughing faces. Hey, you gotta laugh. He said swear? Bro, that's nice. I mean, I'm sure he's stoked too. That means he doesn't have to travel, stays close to the wifey or girlfriend, whatever he has. I think it's about time to play a little blackjack since Shelton's here. We'll play a couple hands. Swap over. There we go. Pull that one out wider. Da-da-da. You got a full screener, right? Now we can see it. Play a few hands of blackjack. High Tops from the Zips. I don't know who the Zips are. He's like, I know, already ordered a jersey. Heat are really good. Heat are amazing, bro. I've never been more. I didn't even watch the fourth quarter. That's how bad it is. And I watch every game. I'll watch it all the way through and just kind of like take in the hurt. But that was fucking stupid. You know what it was? Since I made that bet last time on the Celtics, they started getting a little, all right, this is what we got to do to like get around it. Because they knew I was doing reverse psychology on them. Down here. This dealer though, he looks brutal. But yeah, if you guys are just now popping in, welcome to Call Me Old Fashioned. We're just drinking some bourbon. Now we're about to play a couple hands of blackjack just for fun, because why not? Felix says, "Do you like eggnog?" No, I hate eggnog. Not a fan. I'm also not like, ooh, let me get a glass of milk. The only reason I'm drinking milk is if there's cookies around. You know what I mean? Oh, stand. But yeah. Hi, Top. You drinking an old fashioned or you going to sleep? I know you got a bottle of Buffalo. We're going pear and rummy. It's the only way we're gonna win a couple dollars. The guy keeps saying, "Come on." Dealer flipping 2 10s? No, he knows how to work the small cards. He got those glasses on where you can read through the glass. Bourbon Nick says, "What's your current pour?" I'm drinking the. Oh, I guess you can't see it. No, I poured the. I told you the pear was gonna hit though. Just saying. No, I'm drinking the Grizzly Beast. You said you had it. I had to break it out. Oh, it's telling me to split them. You gotta split them, right? Hey, okay, we'll take that. I'll take that all day. Come on, deal the cards, bro. What are we doing? Ugh. All right. Give me a 6. 2. All right. You gotta split him. But he's gonna pull an ace, so I mean, I don't know why we're all freaking out. Yeah, the Grizzly Beast though is, I mean, it's grown up. Bro, what are we doing, dude? What's his name? Romeo? This is why you don't split them, guys. I'm just throwing that out there. This is why I don't gamble, guys. Shelton says, "Q, I'm out, bro." David says, "I love you, liquor." That's, hey. My name's not liquor, but I mean, I appreciate it. If I lose this, I'm done gambling tonight. Just so you know, I'll cut that off. This guy takes so long to deal. It's just like, just do it already. Brutal, 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 brutal. Why are you laughing? He's like, haha, I'm about to take this bitch's money. Bro, buddy's getting a 2 and a 10. Ten. 10. Bro, fuck off. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck that shit. That's why you don't fucking gamble. You know what I mean? Eric says, "Is that playing for real money?" Yeah, it's playing for real money. We don't play for fakes. David says, "I'm saying I love you, liquor, as I'm talking to it." I like it better the way I thought the first time, so I'm gonna keep thinking that. High Top says, "Holy shit, yeah, bro, holy shit." I was like, yeah, he's getting a 2 and a 10. He's like, I got one better for you. I'm unsubbing. I'm fucking unsubbing. like, what are we doing? You know what it is? The deck doesn't really get hot till 11. You know what I mean? Brutal, 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 brutal. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, we're less than 50 away from 1,000. Feel free to sprinkle in a little sub. Hey, it won't kill you. you'll just end up seeing me again. That's all. Next time will probably be a little bit more structured of a stream rather than us just kind of hanging out, drinking, and losing all my free money. I should have played roulette, right? Should I have played roulette, guys? That's a you guys kind of call, you know? Apparently I'm not allowed to make my own calls on that. Weed versus Zombie says, how's it going, brother? Well, you just missed it. You just missed it. We had a couple pours. By a couple, I mean one and this. Threw on a little Blackjack, right? Just to kind of spice it up, right? Change it up. Can't talk bourbon the whole time. Got to play a little Blackjack. Went 3 hands and just getting brutalized. So we clicked off that. Yeah, we had to split it once. The only shining part is I said it was going to hit pair. I threw a little 50 cents on the pair button. Said, you know what? Feeling frisky. So we made that, but we lost all our money because they made us split that. So they were all washed out. I will say I bet the Celtics because I have this weird thing where I want to bet against the teams I want to win because I'm horrible at gambling. I won 8 cents on that bet because I bet $1 on the Celtics. Bro, the spread on the Celtics was horrendous. Or not the spread, it was like minus 12.50 was the money line bet. David says, I'm already subbed for you. Appreciate it, but I gotta take that Traveler's whiskey off the shelf. But I gotta take the Traveler's whiskey off the shelf? No. I'm not a big fan of it, bro. Oh, like get rid of it? Yeah, I mean, I like the look of it. You know what I mean? Let me see if I can get that in there. I don't have enough light on this side. You can see it a little bit. You see how the map's in there? I like that. I think that's a cool part, but it's not good. You know what I mean? I think it's a cool story. Like if somebody came over that doesn't drink at all and just says, hey, I want to try some whiskey, I'll give them that. You know what I mean? And then that way they're like, oh, I tried Chris Stapleton's whiskey, Travelers, look, the bottle's cool. You know what I mean? Like they'll be excited. You know, but anybody that knows anything about drinking, like it's not bad. It's not horrible, right? It's drinkable, but it's just not worth it at all. Cool story piece, but I'm not a big fan of Canadian whiskey. I get a lot of Canadian whiskey notes in it is what I taste when I taste anything, because anything else like flavor-wise, I saw somebody reading off like notes from that bottle saying, oh, touch of nutmeg, touch of this. I'm like, get out of here. I don't taste anything. It's just ethanol. You know what I mean? And a slight hint, like if somebody breathed some caramel on it. You know what I mean? So every time I drink it, the more I'm like disappointed in it. So I stopped drinking so I don't completely just smash it to pieces. Eric says, David, I couldn't agree more. Hey, David says, as it sucks. Boris says, that's a good looking bottle at least. That's what I'm saying. Traveler's Whiskey, it's a cool bottle. You know what I mean? The map inside, I like all that stuff. It's like nerdy stuff. But I have to stick to that or I'm going to be mad that I spent the money. Yeah, he said, yeah, bottle's cool. That's it. Bourbon Nick says, still haven't tried Travelers. I bought one and gifted it to a friend. That's where, like, I think Traveler's Whiskey is where it's not going to go anywhere. They may make another batch because so many people are buying it. Because the rando that's just getting into bourbon or like a gift for a family member, it's a cool piece. It's like when you say, hey, this is Chris Stapleton's whiskey, especially if they're a Chris Stapleton fan, which a lot of people are, like it's going to be cool for them. You know what I mean? And again, somebody that's not like drinking every other bottle on the shelf, they're not going to know the difference, you know? So I don't think it's going anywhere. I do think the price is going to drop because right now it's at like 45, 40. People are going to start putting it on like sale eventually. And eventually it's going to go half off. That's what I'm guessing. Eric says, or give it to someone, give it to some Willet, or give them some Willet. Ugh. You must really hate them if you're giving them some Willet. Boris says, if it was $10 less, it would be worth it. Yeah, because if you can say, hey, $25, $29.99, if it can get to there, you can argue that it's a decent mixer. You know what I mean? Or you can just make a whiskey and Coke. Like, valid. I'm here for it. That bottle is loose ass butt cheeks. What? Y'all are crazy. Yeah, there's pros and cons about it, you know, but there's more cons than pros, so I'm not a fan. I won't be buying it again. That's how you can always tell if I like just really do not like a bottle, is if I'm not buying it again, don't really care for it. I should put that on the list. I didn't think about it. I made a video the other day about like the 5 bourbons I won't be buying again. It was just a short, so it was like super quick, so there's no context to it, which really stirs the people up. But it has like 100,000 views on TikTok of people just arguing. Super funny. If any of you guys are from TikTok, let me know. Bro, but they're going in saying they're gonna find me and cut my head off because I like dissed. I didn't even diss it. I said it was a great bottle, but I'm not gonna buy it again because I don't want it. Was the Evan Williams bottled and bond? There's just no reason for me to have it. You know what I mean? Like, I could drink any of this other stuff on the shelf all day. And most people's argument is like, oh, well, it's a great mixer. And I'm like, well, I don't need it to be a great mixer. I'm drinking most of my stuff neat. Or in an old fashioned, which then I have my own preference for that, which is not that one anyway. Eric says, does anybody know if Chris Stapleton makes any money off that bottle? Bro, Buddy's probably swimming in cash from it. He doesn't drink. He's sober. So you'd think he'd probably like give it to charity. That's what I think he should do. Because he bamboozled everybody that didn't know, including myself. I didn't know he was sober, so. But that's me not looking into it. But yeah, it has his name on it, right? It has his name on it? Yeah. Yeah, it's got his signature on it. They made it look like it's I don't know if you can see that. A little red scribble. It made it look like he signed it with a pen, but it's really just like a fancy printed. So it's endorsed by him. When I saw the signature, I said it's endorsed by him. He's saying buy it. But if he can't try it because he's sober, well, he doesn't know if it tastes like dog piss or the best thing in the world. So he shouldn't have signed it. I'm upset about it. I still like his music, though. So I won't die on that hill. I don't really care that much. But, so yeah. I think next Friday I'll probably do like a blind, or I'll try to blind them, or I'll just do a review on all 3 of these bottles. The makers stuff. I think I'm hoping it's gonna be good. You know, I'm not like a diehard makers fan or anything like that, but like for 3 different bottles, supposed to have like 3 different profile flavors as well. So I'm hoping it's good. And if not, it came with like a cool box. You know what I mean? I'm a sucker for a good marketing scheme here, and I think that's what they got me with. But it's I think it's cool. I wish it would have had like 23, 24, like 22, but it's 19, 20, 21. Maybe that's when it was like distilled, and these are a little bit aged. I don't know. Proof on these things though are like 108.6, 109.9, and 109.5. Oh, okay, yeah, that's why. It's these were all bottled May of 2022. This must have been something that was like sitting in the back room. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know much about it yet. I just bought it. I didn't really look into it, so. Eric says, my opinion on makers is it's always good to go. What was the price? So for the whole thing, the 3 bottles in the box thing, that was like $79.99 or something like that. So, yeah, I mean, I like the original makers. It's not like my favorite, but I've been saying that I wanted to get like another level up of makers before I really kind of just say, hey, there's no reason for me to buy it, because it's not my profile. It's not my profile. I'm sure it is, but you know what I mean? This was like a good stepping stone anyway, before I really go just rack out and buy the really expensive ones. So $80 is expensive, but it's 3 bottles. So even if I don't like it, I can always just give them away to like 3 different people, and it makes it worth it. David agrees as well. He likes the maker's cast strength a lot. What's the proof on the cast strength? Because those are a little high proof. Those can't be cast strength though, but Eric says, yeah, no doubt, good purchase. All right. I'm out here getting steals. Just kidding. Wait, you get that box for $33? No, he's talking about the cast strength. I mean, $33 for a bottle, especially if it's going to be like a decent proofer, isn't bad in general. He's like, I'll give you my address if you don't like them. Okay, bet. I'm sure I'm going to like them, so don't get your hopes up. Like, don't start checking the mailbox every day, but you never know. 114. See, you're not too far off. So these should have some flavor on them then, is what I'm guessing, because that one's 109.9. So if you got 114, we're only talking about like, what, 5 proof points, we'll call it. So I imagine it's going to be fairly good. And if it's a private selection, maybe they picked a good barrel or something. Boris says, if you guys want new music to listen to, check out the band I'm in. It's called Passive Aggressive. The most popular song is a sax feature called Griff. Where can we find you? YouTube? iTunes? Spotify? It's got to be Spotify. It's the only place I listen to music, because I only listen in the car. A Tribe Called Film says, is that the Bardstown Bourbon Company? No, so that was Redwood. We went past it. This was what I was drinking at the beginning of the stream, the Bardstown Bourbon Company Rye. Very good. I've had the Origin Series too, just the regular single barrel, but this is probably the rye that I like the most if I had to recommend as of right now. But that's what we had earlier. Do I like mixers? Yeah, I like mixers. Nothing wrong with it. It's not my favorite though. Like, so I'm not like really hunting tons of mixers unless like something new comes out. Bama Nick says his maker's cast strength is 110.9. Again, I haven't looked into these. These could be. I have no idea. I just bought it. I didn't look into it. It's maybe they are cast strengths. I don't know. Eric says I'll send you some little messages if you don't you don't like them, so that way I can send them to them. Let's look you up, Boris. It's I mean, who knows? I may like them. Yeah, see, he says mixture's very good. He's a fan. Tribe Called Film says he works next to the Bardstown Bourbon Company. Really cool people there. Eric was just there. He just went on a little vacation there. I haven't been up there yet, but I want to go. I want to check out all the distilleries, but I'm sure that's fun. If you work right there, you got to live right there too, which means you can go anytime you want, which makes me jealous. Miss Mabel says, I picked up a backroom bottle of Bland's at MSRP from a liquor store in a town I've never been to like 3 weeks ago. Miracles do happen. Hey, I don't know how you did that, because that's not me. I never get that kind of stuff. The bottle of Blanton I have right there, I had to pay, I think, $110 for it. It's not worth $110 if you want my opinion. It's good. It's really good stuff, but like, I get butthurt when I spend too much money on something, you know, and I definitely spent too much. It's not that it's not worth whatever money like that somebody else is willing to spend, but that's just my opinion. Carl Flower says Emerald Giant is my favorite daily rye right now. Every time I go look for it, because I love all the redwood stuff, clearly. But every time I go look for it, I can't find it, and I really want to try it because every time I talk about rye now, everybody's telling me to go get the Emerald Giant, which I'm gonna have to get that. I want to get that one and the cast strength to kind of compare side by side, like I did with the pipe dream. Yeah, they are. Bama Nick says, if I saw them for 80 with that box, I would, but are they 375 milliliter bottles? Yes, they are all 375. It was worth 70 to try. Yeah, $70. That's not horrible. Like it's still secondary, right? But it's not like that. I could buy that all day. I wouldn't be stressing that too much. Like I just spent 80 on 3 bottles of Makers, you know. So I'd much rather be drinking Blanton's than that. I bet. I haven't tried that yet, so don't let me talk too early. David says, "Have you tried Blade and Bow?" No, but I heard I have to drive. It may have been you if said that. I need to drive to Georgia because apparently it's like right over the border in Georgia. They have it everywhere, but they don't have it where I'm at. I need to look up that guy's music real quick. Don't copyright my video. A Tribe Called Film says we went to Buffalo Trace and I bought a few Blantons missing the S to complete the set. That's so loud. What do I have? I have the A. This is kind of raw. This is the right song, right? Bro, what a cute dog on the picture, though. The dog steals the show, guys. He said, "No, you can use the music." I get copyrighted almost every video because of my intro thing. I haven't changed. I'm just so lazy I don't want to change it because I'll have to like read, film, and edit another intro, and I just don't want to right now. So I get it. I get copyrighted anyway. I don't make any money from YouTube yet. Bama Nick says, "Nice stream. It's good talking to you. Going to get into bed. Get up early in the morning. Head to Gatlinburg. Hey, go to the Gatlinburg Old Smokies and get the little spicy pickle one, bro. That one slaps." But yeah, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching and tuning in. I'll see you. Well, hopefully I'll see you next Friday, 8:35, 8:45. Eric says, the gift shops from the troopers you can buy unless you want to collect them from the bottles. No, you gotta buy a bottle to get the topper for the collection. You can't cheat. If you really were gonna do that, you can just buy the whole set all at once. You get the gold ones too. Ooh. I could do that all day. The sax part was my favorite part. Yeah, no, I dig it. I like it. I dig it, bro. That sounded old, you know. David says, my opinion is Blanton's overpriced for what it is. It is overpriced for what it is. But I also think it's like one of those bottles where it is very good. So I can see why it gets marked up. I can see why it gets into the secondary. I think the hype on it of like people missing out, like people have FOMO for Blanton's. Everybody wants to try it. Everybody wants to stock up because of the fear of not getting it again. That's why it's so high. Because I think the perfect price point would be, I mean, obviously MSRP would be the perfect one, right? But like if it just sat on the shelves at like $65, $70, like I would be okay buying it. I still think that's a little high, but I'd be okay. You know, I'd buy it. But I won't go back and buy another one for $110. So Eric says, very true. I'll take Weller Special Reserve over Blanton's, in my opinion. I would too. I like the Weller better than I like the Blanton's. Tribe Called Film says he's drinking Weller right now. Yeah, I'm trying not to drink all my Weller because I said it was like a more of like a specialty bottle. It has a little bit more meaning behind it too, because that's the bottle we cracked open for the kid when he was born. So I'm going to try and hold on to it a little bit. But I have horrible self-restraint when it comes to that stuff. So Miss Mabel says, I got the barrel New Year's 2024 a while back. I keep moving it. And that one's outstanding for my palate. Killed Blanton's. Hey, there you go. Killed Blanton's. Blanton's is dead. Is the hype over? Thumbnail. Carl says, any bottles that are something different? I'm looking for flavors that make a bottle stand out from the normal. I had Pinhook a while back, Barrel, Seagrass, which are both good for seasoned. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of basic. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to say that, but like my favorite, like all time, because I mainly like drinking old fashions. I'll drink pours and stuff just because it's a little easier sometimes. But my favorite's the Woodford's Double Oak. I'm still looking for the Woodford's Double Oak, and I think I've found one, but I don't know. I mean, if you want something just weird and strange, I don't like this bottle at all, but this is just like strictly my palate. It's this the Whistle Pig Piggyback Single Barrel finished with G-Force, but all that's cool and all, but the part that's in it is lychee and oolong tea barrel finished, right? And it's, if you like tea and you like lychee, like I'm sure there's people that try to beat me up for saying I don't like that bottle, but it's, you know what I mean? It's different, it's weird, but some people will like it. It's just not me. I don't like it. Dun-dun-dun. David says, agree, Weller's better. Yeah, Tribe Called Film says he has a friend that goes and stands in line for the E.H. Taylor, Eagle Rare, or anything special. I wish I had a friend like that, because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to have somebody just go buy all this stuff right from the distillery to make it easy for me. David says, how about some New Riff Single Barrel? Bro, I posted a picture last night. That's what I was kind of having a quick pour of. It wasn't my bottle, it was my buddy. I really like that stuff. It's nice and sweet, but still has like a good punch to it. It has like kind of basic, you know, bourbon notes, tons of vanilla, tons of caramel, baby touch of cinnamon, you know what I mean? I think that's where the spice was coming from, but it just felt like a lot of flavor. And it wasn't like crazy high proof or anything. I think it was like 90, I don't remember, 98 or 103 or something like that. Just saying Jason. Has anyone tried Cast House Triple Oak? Is it just me, or is that hella good for the price? I've never had Triple Oak, but that sounds like that's right up my alley, because I like a lot of oak in my drinks. Eric says, I will say if you have a chance to get E.H. Taylor Single Barrel at a reasonable price, I would get it. I will crush a bottle if it was more accessible. Yeah, me too. Bro, the E.H. Taylor around here, that's like, people use it for museum purposes. Nobody's selling that stuff except for the place that uses points. A lot of stuff has floral notes, Carl, and it's actually really nice. They kind of like freshen up the palate. Dovis says cheers. Cheers, buddy. I mean, we got a little bit left in here. Cheers, cheers. Let me check. We've been live for about an hour. I'm expecting the kid's going to wake up soon, so we're probably going to shut it down soon. Maybe I have time for just one last little baby pour. Okay, so you're saying I would probably like the Journeyman. I'm going to have to just screenshot that. Journeyman, corsets, whip, and whiskey. If you can find it in your area. I mean, I'll look for it. I haven't looked for it, so I can't really say I haven't seen it. All right, there it goes. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things I haven't personally tried, but I'm also like, I've been especially in the very beginning, I was sticking to just stuff I knew I'd probably like, so I can kind of have like a good collection as itself, and then I kind of slowly branching off into other things anyway. Like you guys have been here for like the rye branch off, where I've kind of like said, okay, well let me get this one, that lychee thing, that was like a rye. So I was trying something new on that end. You know, I've broken into a few different things on the channel. What is that? Hellisher8 says, hello, how are you doing? We're doing all right. We're just kind of hanging out, having a quick little couple pours of some bourbon just to drink. We played some blackjack earlier too. We lost our ass on that, so we cut that part off, but we're doing all right. How are you doing? Wait, let me go back. He says they sell out once a week at Buffalo. It's wild. I'm trying to stock up before I move. Love me some EH. Bro, you moving out of Kentucky? Ain't you right next to the distillery? If somebody drinks and they live next to the distillery, I can't imagine they should move. I feel like you got the hook up there, you know? Tribe Called Film says, Eric, if you come during the holidays and they sell a gift set of EH Taylor with a cigar and the glass, that's fire for the price. Hey, that's what I want. I have I bring them up all the time. I still haven't opened these. I have the Eagle Rare cigars. I really don't want to open them until I have a bottle of Eagle Rare, but I can't even tell you I've seen one in the past year. Hellisher says he's doing wonderful. Well, that's good. So it's 11:11 here. Everybody make a wish for East Coast people. Carl Flowers says he just tried the Old Forester 1920 for the first time. Bro, Old Forester 1920 is really good. I get tons and tons of banana notes from that one. So anytime I'm gonna, I think the kid's awake. Anytime I'm in the mood for like banana splits or like anything banana, I'm always like, ooh, 1920. I can't pronounce that name, so sorry. DL says, great camera compared to some of the other live streams. Man, the chat's moving. Those people must be broke. I'm not going to say they're broke, but I'm a photographer, so like that's not what the YouTube channel's about. But I already have all the expensive gear because I have my own business, so like my cameras have to be good, you know what I mean? But I also understand lighting, right? I got the big fancy light. You know, I wanted my office to look good, so the background. So I've done a few things to make mine look a little better, but maybe they are broke. I don't know. A lot of people are using their phones, so that's kind of, they're probably using Androids. Oh, Tribe says, eyes, 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 fire, fire, fires. Please hold on to that. David S says, 1792 foolproof. You can't find foolproof around here. I have the 1792 small batch. I wasn't that big of a fan. I also think I was coming down with a cold when I first tried it because it was giving me like cotton mouth. It was just like drying my mouth out, which I was not a fan of that. Hellisher says, what are you drinking on, if you don't mind me asking? Right now, I have a pour of the Redwood Empire Grizzly Beef Bottled in Bond. A 5-year age bourbon. It's kind of sweet. It's good. It's a little pricey, though, for Redwood Empire. I think it's like a $79.99 bottle. So I do recommend it, though, because it's really good. But to each his own. David said, I gave up looking for Eagle Rare over the hype. It's overhyped. Yeah, I know it's overhyped. I just want to, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to get a bottle just to have it. But I'm not paying secondary for it. I don't, or at least an extreme amount for secondary for it. But to be honest, I haven't even seen a bottle on the shelves anywhere where I can say how much is that. You know what I mean? He says, nah, they're easy to find in Kentucky at least. Yeah, well, Kentucky's probably a lot easier to find a lot of things. But I think, especially for people that are going to distilleries, stuff like that, like it's a little bit of like a tourist attraction. So I can imagine the secondary up there is probably intense. What's the best vodka in your opinion? So not huge on vodka, but I've had some over the years. I'd say Tito's is probably the best because you think about it, like nobody's drinking vodka just neat. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody that's just saying, hey, give me a glass of vodka on the rocks. So vodka is mainly just a mixer. I think Tito's mixes pretty well. It's cheap too. So that's just my opinion. I don't know shit about shit on vodka. Carl says my photogenic side is when I'm out of focus. Everybody says that though. I shoot 50 weddings a year. Every single one of my clients say I've never had my photo taken before, at least not by a photographer, and they all say I hate taking photos because they never look good. But that's what part of my job is. I just make people look good. You think I look this good on? You know what I mean? Like I look good on camera, comparably. Is this text blocked out? It is. I can't. Oh, that's up symbols. Boris says shots fired at androids. Sorry, iPhone life. Some of them have insane cameras, but I don't think Android focuses on the front camera at all. But I don't know. Tribe Called Film says, what's your camera setup? This is a Canon R5. I use Canon, and it's on a 35 millimeter prime. I have the Canon R6 Mark II on a 50 mil prime down here. A big aperture light. I don't know how big that one is. 85 inch. I don't know. It's like 2-3 feet. But yeah, and I have, DJI mic, and the backdrop itself is just a combination of 3 or 4 different lights. So, and there's more camera gear in here than I could ever imagine. So I switch it out sometimes. Sometimes I use different lenses. Kebab says, what's your opinion on edging? Really? We're talking about bourbon, bro. Bunch of dudes in here. We're not talking about edging. DM me. He says, if you live in Indiana, they sell Blanton's, Eagle Rare, and aged Taylor for MSRP with no limit on buying. Boys, we're moving to Indiana. Eric says, but secondary on some stuff is my holdback. Yeah, I agree on that. Buffalo Trace's Century, you can drink it straight. Their vodka. Oh, Buffalo Trace's vodka. Oh, their White Dog vodka. Is that what that is? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. If they have a vodka, I'm sure it's good. You know what I mean? Everything they do is at least good. All you guys are in here throwing out vodka recommendations. I know nothing about them. So I'm glad you guys can take over. I'll just sit back. Dovis is like, appreciate it. Bro, buddy's got a shopping list now from everything you guys just threw at him. Tribe Called Film says, I shoot film? I don't shoot Super 8, but I'll shoot like film, like 35 millimeter film, like just photos. A lot of times though, like what people are asking for is I shoot Polaroids. I don't have any in arm's reach though. I have like the Polaroid Now camera. So like on a wedding day, I'm just, popping off Polaroids, throwing in my pocket, and I build them a little album. So that way at the end of the wedding, they get like instantly, they get a little album where they can kind of relive their day. It's not the best quality for Polaroids, but bro, it's OP. You know what I mean? People see that album, they lose their mind because it's instant gratification. You know what I mean? So I can do no wrong when I do that stuff. Eric says he can't do vodka because my days in the military, drink it every night until I puked, so I just can't do it anymore. Hey, I couldn't imagine. They couldn't get you no bourbon out there? They couldn't get you a little Jack Daniels or something? Do some Jack and Coats out there? Boris says, y'all have a good night. I'm out. You have a good night. I appreciate the song recommendation. We're gonna be pumping through that. I'm gonna listen to the whole album. You check back in next week. I'll let you know. Tribe Called Film says, me too. I shoot medium format, 35 millimeter, and in the Instax film. My go-to is a Leica M6, and damn, bro, I've never had or used the Leicas, but I hear like a lot of people like them. Well, the one thing like that sucks is like I have all Canon gear, right? I have a disgusting amount of Canon glass, and I'd love to switch to Fuji because it's lighter, and because my Canon setup, bro, it's beefy. I sometimes on a wedding day, especially if I'm doing like a wedding video and photo at the same time, I just dual it. I'll have the R5 battery grip, cage, the monitor, mic. You know what I mean? That stuff's just heavy, and like for Fuji, like all their stuff is just like stupid light. So I'd love to switch, but I'm way too far invested to be able to switch. David said, "Oh, my bad. I thought he was saying thank you for your service to me, but he's meaning to Eric. Yeah, thank Eric. Everybody thank Eric for his service, drinking vodka in the military." Oh, he's like, I was young and dumb, thought vodka was the drink. Hey, we've all been there. He's like, my hands are sore the next day. Bro, it's brutal sometimes. For me, it's not so much my hands. I'll get like in my finger, my button finger. That one will be a little sore. My feet, though, bro, I'll be dying. Like, I got to drive to North Carolina for a wedding, and the wedding will end at like 11 or 12 at night. I'll drive all the way back to Florida that same, like right after the wedding, and that's like an 8 to 9 hour drive. So, like, by the time I get home, like, I could barely walk. So, but that's an extreme example. All right, boys. I think it's about that time. It's about 11:30 here, and I'm gonna have to tag the wife out for the kid here in a little while. So I'm gonna go get me a little snacky snack. Tribe Called Florida says, what part of Florida? Oh, Tribe Called Film. I'm just gonna call you Tribe, make it easier. Yeah. Tribe says, what part of Florida? I live in Jacksonville, Florida, basically St. Augustine. So South Jacks, North St. Augustine. David says, hit me with your favorite bottle. Woodford's Double Oak for old fashions. Redwood Empire Pipe Dream for sipping as of right now, but that always changes. Justin says, just joined the live. Oh, just joined. Love Redwood Grizzly. Yeah, Redwood Grizzly is, bro, it's really good. It's a little pricey, so I still like the Pipe Dream better comparison because you can get 2 for the price of 1. But that's just you're from West Palm. I'm from Deerfield originally and Miami, but Deerfield is like where I mainly lived. Kiffin says, "Yo, player, need to chop you a question." Or axe. My bad. What's the question? Eric says, "Cheers, peace, and love to all. Keep pouring." He said, "Don't go anywhere yet, please." I'll wait. I had a few. I usually have to like end it and then like end it a second time anyway, so we're good. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody that's in here still, we go live every Friday. I missed this past Friday. Every Friday at around 8:35, 8:45, just depending on the kids' sleep schedule. But 954, absolutely. But yeah, so if you guys pop back in here next Friday. We'll go live. Usually they're a little bit more structured out, so that way you guys can actually have a reason of watching other than just hanging out. But I appreciate everybody hanging out and stuff. David says Pipe Dream is really good. It's just low on the proof side. It is, but I don't know, man, because I have the cast strength. You know what I mean? And the cast strength is really good. But for some reason, I don't know. I just prefer the other one. I think it's because I don't have to think about drinking that one. I can just sip, not worry about it at all. And then when I want to spice it up, I spice it up. The only thing I wish it was, I don't know, I wish it was 100 proof, right? Don't go full cast strength with what is this one? 116. I think it's just a little too far. Give me that sweet in the middle, which is 100 proof, but for the Pipe Dream. Justin says, your setup's really nice. Just got a new sub. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for joining. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers. Hopefully we hit it sometime, by the end of next week. Shooting for the 1st. That way we can say, hey, it's going to be May. Boom. David says, oh, I don't the cast strength. The cast strength is good. I compared them side by side though, and it was I don't know. I just kind of like the flavors just a little bit more on just the regular Pipe Dream than the cast strength. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna be different, but that's why I like having all of them. So when I'm in the mood for higher proof, I just grab that one. When I'm in the mood for lower proof, I can grab Lost Monarch or the Pipe Dream, and then when I'm feeling that in betweener, I usually go towards Grizzly Bees. So Eric says, hit that like button, peaks, if you haven't already, and subscribe. I appreciate Eric. I need to make Eric a mod eventually. Sharpjess, I can't believe Sharpjess didn't show up tonight. I'm highly disappointed. I know it's a spur of the moment stream and no warning given. Hey, no excuses. He said don't go anywhere and didn't ask a question. Kevin, my boy, my guy. I gotta go. It'd be funny if he's back at the beginning of the stream and he's just watching the whole time, waiting. All right, I'll give you one more minute. If you got that question, Kevin, you gotta throw it out there. Lower proof Fiddler out of Georgia is really good. I heard that. And I also was I know there's a gas station that I typically stop at in Georgia for gas because gas is usually cheaper in Georgia. So I usually swing by there. I may be able to pick that up this weekend. Oh yeah, Eric, I forgot you're like a year older than me or something. All right. Kevin told me not to go anywhere yet, but then he left. So I can't do anything for him, I guess. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys subscribing as well. Those of you who have, if you haven't, hit that button. We're at 1,000. We got a giveaway coming at 1,000 as well. So hit that. I'll do some details once we actually hit it, so that way I can kind of gauge what I can find this weekend. But yeah, appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I will see you boys on the other side. Peace.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my